Hi everybody, I'm Amy. Thanks for coming and sharing your yoga practice with me today. So before we begin, maybe take a moment to get any props that would help you with alignment today. If you have a block or a book or even some taller canned goods, that may help you while we do some of the postures. You could also bring in a pillow, like a couch pillow, or even your pillow from your bed. When we go to our final resting pose with meditation, maybe you would like a blanket, and the blanket could just cover you up for warmth and comfort. Also, if you have straps, so there are yoga straps, but if you've ever been to physical therapy, you can use one of those stretchy straps to help you with your leg and kind of bringing it closer to you while you're lying on your back. Any of those things can help us with our practice. And also, you can do the same practice in the chair. You can do everything that we're practicing on our mat in the chair. Yoga is for anybody. So, we just learn to practice and modify and do what we can. Yoga also means union. So it's integrating our body, our mind, and spirit and practicing that on our mat. So we're just going to take a moment to get started. Once you've gathered everything that you would like, then we're just going to lay on our back. So we're going to start on our back today. Just kind of stretching out on your mat. Just kind of taking time to get there. Maybe you wiggle around. Maybe you even move some of your body parts just so you can get that little energy out. And just taking a moment to come into this moment. So once you feel situated, just take a moment to feel your body on the mat. Or if you don't have a mat, on your floor, on the rug. And just taking some big, deep breaths. Working on extending our inhales and our exhales. Maybe you take your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your belly. And as you breathe, noticing your belly rise, your chest rise. And as you exhale, just allowing your chest to sink and your belly to sink. Just taking this time to become aware of your breath. And while you're in this position, just take a moment to become aware of your body. So maybe any areas today that you feel need a little TLC. Just kind of gently acknowledging those places. And then also taking a moment to appreciate our body for all it does. Taking a moment to notice your energy and your mind. Where's your attention at? Our brains are busy, and that's normal, that's okay. We're just practicing to kind of come back gently and kindly to our breath. And then maybe placing both hands on your heart and just taking a moment to set an intention for your yoga practice today. Maybe it's some healing for yourself. Maybe it's some love light for those around you. Just taking a moment to come to your spirit and just allow to whatever there's there just to pop up. And then we're gonna slowly bring those hands, maybe you wiggle on your mat or floor a little bit to be more comfortable, and we're gonna reach through our fingertips and our toes. So we're just really stretching. And then just release that tension. So feeling the difference between activation in our body and then relaxation. So we're really stretching through our fingertips and our toes, taking a big inhale. Exhaling, relaxing those shoulder blades to the mat, relaxing our body. Let's find that one more time. Reaching and relaxing. And then we're going to slowly bring our feet to the mat. Maybe bring those arms out to the side, palms up, and we're just going to windshield wiper our legs side to side. And then we're gonna come back center, and we're gonna let that left leg come down and our right leg's gonna come up. So this is where you could use that strap if you'd like to have something a little extra to help you bring that leg in. Let's start with just kind of placing our hand behind our thigh and just feeling that support. There's this really neat Arthur Ashe quote that I have heard, and it says, "Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can." So we're just starting where we are today, using what we have and doing what we can. So let's kind of rotate our ankle one direction and then the other direction. And we're gonna bring that knee into our chest, and we're just gonna circle it. So we're just kind of warming up those hips. Circle in one direction and then the other. And then we're just gonna allow that leg to come out and then go back across. So just kind of playing with that a few times. And then when you feel ready, just allow that leg to come to the side. So this is where you could put that pillow underneath. You could put a block underneath there, a book. Just finding your middle, finding your middle. So you feel something in your stretch, but you don't feel pain. If you feel pain, you back off. Slowly coming back, knee into the chest. Then we're gonna take that other foot flat to the mat and take it across. This is a figure 4. So just kind of holding that there, taking a few breaths. Placing that foot on the ground, just allowing that leg to come long. Bringing that knee into the chest and then extending it. Supporting it on that thigh. And then circling our ankle one direction and then the other. Holding it. Bringing that knee in and then circling that leg around. It's almost like you're just drawing a circle with your knee on the ceiling. And then taking it the other direction. Bringing that leg out and in, just nice and slowly and gently. Maybe getting deeper, just a little more each time. And when you're ready, finding that fullest extension. And then we're going to gaze to the opposite direction. Maybe just taking a moment here to really feel your breath in your side body. And then we're going to slowly come back through center and do that figure 4 on this side. So making sure our leg is behind our knee, protecting that joint. Then we're going to bring those knees back into our chest and just kind of circle. Same concept, just kind of drawing a circle with those knees on the ceiling. And then other direction. We're going to hold it in the middle, coming back to center, and we're going to rock it forward and back. And we're going to find our way to a seated position. So in our seated position, this is another place where you could use the prop, like sit on the pillow, sit on the block. It just kind of raises your hips up a little bit and allows your legs to be seated. If you can sit in a chair, whatever works, right? So we're gonna slowly, this time, root into whatever's supporting you underneath your seated bones, your sits bones. And then just kind of pull in through your core and rise up through your spine. We're gonna take a few deep breaths here, feeling this position. And then we're going to add on that movement with breath. So we're going to inhale, reach up, lengthen to the sky. Exhale, bringing those hands into heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, lengthening. Let's find that one more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming back, heart center. Then we're going to take those hands and we're just going to do a little rotation. So we're rotating one direction and then opposite direction. Then we're going to come back up, sit nice, straight, and tall. We're going to inhale, reach up, and this time we're going to do a side stretch. So we're going to stretch to the right. Just allowing that ground to support your hand. And then you can gaze at the ground. You can gaze up. Just be mindful of that neck. And then we are going to slowly come back and let's just stretch out our neck just for a second. Coming back center. Inhale, reach up. And then let's guide our arm to the other side. Come back and stretch that neck out. And you can hold 2 fingers here. You just don't want to put too much pressure on your neck. Come back center. Let's roll those shoulders back. Just kind of let go of that tension. When we are anxious, a lot of times we tend to go around the world like this. So this is a way to practice in yoga to kind of bring them down. Feel what that feels like. And then maybe when we're out in the world, we can notice that and just take a moment to bring them back and breathe. So we're gonna find a little baby twist here. We're gonna inhale, reach up, exhale, finding a twist to the right. Same concept, rooting through our sits bones, pulling in through our core, belly button to spine, and then finding our expression in our twist. Slowly coming back center. Inhale, reach it back up, and then let's find a twist on this direction. Great job. So we're going to come back center and we're going to find ourselves into a tabletop position. So in a tabletop, our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. So just kind of finding that position. And allow your hands and your knees to be rooted. One thing that you can do here, if you have any knee problems, for extra support, you can always like roll up your mat and kind of use that for extra support. Or if you have a blanket or towels, you can place those underneath your knees as well for a little extra support. So we're gonna come into cow. Cow, your shoulders are back away from your ears, chin is up, and you just kind of let your belly hang. And that's what cow is. So cat, you tuck your chin and you round your back up. You're kind of pushing up through those shoulder blades. And that is cat. So we're going to flow through these two postures with our breath. We're going to inhale cow. Exhale cat. Let's flow through that about 4 more times. And then finding cat and just kind of holding it there for a moment. And then we're going to shift our hips back to our heels. So this is called child's pose. You can have your legs wide, you can have them closer. You could have that pillow or bolster underneath. You could have it in front of you for a little comfort. Extended child's pose, your hands are out and your head is down. If that's too much for you with your breathing, add that pillow, or you can cross your arms and just kind of allow your head to sit one way or the other. So while we're here, let's do some mindful breath. Let's take a moment to inhale in through our nose and exhale through our mouths, just kind of sighing it out. And this is our pause button in yoga. So anytime we want to come back to child's pose or any other pose of comfort, just take that pause. Take that pause, have that wisdom to know the difference. Then we're going to shift back up into that tabletop. So it's a flat back, long spine. We're going to kind of put some of those moves together. So we are going to come into cow. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. And then we're going to push it back into child's pose. And we're going to keep those forearms to the mat, and we're just going to kind of graze our chin up. So we come back into cow. Take that chin down. Push those hips back to the heels. Let's find that a few more times. Grazing that chin up, it's kind of like a wave motion. Tucking that chin, rounding out, pushing it back. Let's do one more. Holding it this time in child's pose just for a moment, just to center and reground. And then coming back to that tabletop, we're going to do what's called thread the needle. This is for our shoulders. So we're going to take our left hand and just place it under our heart. And then our right hand reaches up to the sky. So we're really lengthening through that arm. And then we're going to thread it through. So the process of threading it through, find your middle. Maybe you're here. Honor your back, honor your body. So you just find where that thread is. And then we're going to flow through that with our breath. We're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down. On this next one, we're going to hold it. So just kind of holding it. So you can keep that hand close. You can take it forward. If you'd like, you can bind it. So just kind of taking it behind your back. Finding a position of comfort. slowly coming back up, placing that hand under your heart again. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhaling, taking that hand down, and we're gonna do the same process on the other direction. So really inhale, lengthen. Exhale, threading it through. One more, and then we're gonna hold. Holding this one. Playing with our posture, maybe hand out stretch or hand behind. Unwind, bring it back up. Exhale it down, and we're gonna do a little balance practice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our right arm forward and our left leg back. You can keep that foot to the ground, those toes to the ground this whole time. You can practice and bring it up, okay? So just kind of finding where you're at today. And where you're at today, you may not be there tomorrow, right? Just practice. So we're reaching out, and then the next part is we're gonna bring it in. So like I said, you could have those feet in the ground and just come like this. See what works for you. So we're gonna do that 4 times. Inhaling, reaching, exhaling, bringing it in. Great job, hold it out. Bring that hand down, knee down, maybe shake it out a little bit. It's called wagging the tail. So then we're gonna do the same thing, other side. So, maybe you're keeping that foot on the ground, toes down, or maybe you're raising it up. Exhaling and inhaling. Last one, you got this. Great job doing any little movements. Then we're gonna come to what's called downward facing dog. So we're gonna tuck our toes, bring those hands a little bit higher, and then we're gonna come up through our heels. So we're balancing on our hands and our feet, okay? So we're trying to even out that pressure. And you can walk the dog, just play with how far your hands and your feet are. Sometimes our heels don't touch the ground. We can be really tight. We all have different body types. There are no perfect ways to be in a posture. We all express our postures in a different way, and they're all beautiful. So just kind of when you're ready, coming into that down dog. Maybe you shake your head yes and no, kind of letting it go. And then we're gonna look forward. So you can come back to table to do this, okay? Or you can bring that right foot forward and your left foot back. So this is one of those places too. You can use your blanket, you can roll up that mat, just supporting that back leg, that back knee. Once you're here, see if you can kind of rock your torso back, pull in through your core, kind of rise up. Once you feel that, then kind of see if you can sink down just a little bit. So we're working on this muscle right here. We're feeling a stretch there. So then once you feel stable, maybe you bring one arm up or both arms up. Just kind of expressing that. Let the shoulders come down your back. Breathe. Then we're gonna take those hands to block books, bolster, or the floor. And we're gonna take that heel down, toes up. You probably want a little bend in that knee. So we're gonna inhale it, reach up with our heart. Exhale, fold. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up and exhale, fold. Feeling this posture in our body. Where do you feel it? Slowly coming back up. So we're going to keep this opposite hand down, and we're going to take this hand to the inside of our thigh, and we're just going to kind of push it away just a little bit. Supporting our body. Just breathing. Then we're going to walk those hands. So we're going to walk our hands to the side. So this knee is still bent. And this leg comes out long, okay? And we're going to reach towards that long leg. Maybe we bring that arm over. Coming back. This hand comes to the ground or the block or a bolster or a pillow. Bring that other arm up. Great job. So we're going to walk those hands back towards the front. We're going to take our toes and lift them up in the back. And then we're going to bring that front foot back. So we're back in that same posture, that downward facing dog. Maybe we want to wag the tail here. You could shift in and out of plank. And you could just walk the dog, taking those heels and kind of walking them out. Once you get to where you've kind of got that little energy out, take a moment to find some stillness in this downward facing dog. And we're going to bring that left leg up. So remember, we can come to table. However we get there, right? So we're going to slowly come up. Rock that body back, right? Rock it back. Kind of pull in belly button to spine, being supported by our leg. And then we're going to bring those arms up. Breathe. And then see if you can shift just a little bit more into that front muscle. Great, great job. Then we're going to bring those hands down. We're going to shift our weight back, heel down, toes up. Inhale, heart and chin up just a little. Exhale, round it out. Let's find that one more time. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, round it out. Just breathe. Coming back to that bent knee. Our opposite hand is on the ground or our support, and then this hand kind of helps push our thigh away just a little bit. And we're kind of pushing in at the same time, breathing, opening up some space. Then we're going to walk our hands just like we did on the other side. Walk them towards that bent knee and lengthen out through our front leg. So we're going to guide that arm wherever it may go. And reach over. Pulling in through that root and the core. Coming back through center, and then we're going to find our way into downward facing dog once more. So if you're in the chair, you can use the support of the chair, the back of the chair, where you sit in the chair. And then we're gonna walk our feet up to the front edge of the mat. We're just gonna be in a forward fold. So wherever your forward fold works, you may bend your knees a little bit. Rooting down through your feet. Then we're gonna find a flat back. So your hands can come underneath your knees, on your thighs, wherever your flat back is. And just kind of lengthening through your spine, bringing those shoulders back. We're gonna fold one more time. Inhale, bringing it up. Exhale, bringing it in, heart center. And then we're gonna find mountain pose. So mountain pose is the base pose of all yoga poses or postures, asanas, whatever you'd like to call them. So you're gonna bring your heel to the instep, and you're gonna bring it up and then bring it down. So you're rooting through your feet. Let's do that one more time. Bringing that heel to the instep, lifting it up and bringing it down, then rooting down through your feet. So a lot of times we think our hip width apart is so wide, but not really. So this is a way to practice that, to find that. So we're rooting into the mat, taking a moment to like root down into the ground. So this time we're bringing it even deeper. We're coming into the earth, bringing those roots into the earth. Kind of bringing that energy up our body. So feeling those strong legs, right? Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Bring that belly into the spine. Lifting up through the spine. Bring those shoulders up. And then we're going to roll them back down. Maybe do that one more time. Feeling those shoulder blades relax down our back, and then just elongating all the way, feeling rooted and bringing that long spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And just breathing and just noticing what your practice so far has done for that body, the mind, the spirit, just that reintegration of being in the now. So then we're gonna come to a sun salutation. We'll go slow. So we're gonna inhale, reach up, rise up to the sky. Exhale, fold it down. And we're gonna come to that flat back that we had before. We're gonna slowly come down. And then we're gonna find ourselves in modified plank. So modified plank, you're not on your knees. It's the top of a girl's push-up. So you're more like right above those knees. Our hands are under our shoulders. Feel kind of steady and firm there. Pulling in through that navel. And then we're gonna go down. And as we go down, our elbows come back and our chin comes down. And then we come up. So we're gonna come into baby cobra. So we're kind of getting those shoulder blades together. And don't put your chin too high. We want to still keep length in our spine without bringing the chin up. So this is a baby cobra. Then we're going to come back. So you can come back to tabletop and then come to downward facing dog. Take a breath or two here. And then we're gonna walk it forward, finding that flat back once again. So it's repetition, right? Taking it back down. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. We're gonna do this 2 more times with some progression with it. So we're gonna inhale, rise up. Exhale, folding it down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding. So this time we can go straight back to that modified plank, or if you'd like to, you can come up to a full plank. So just finding where you're at in your practice. So we're gonna breathe wherever we are today. If you're in plank, you're gonna shift forward some. you're gonna do the same thing. Elbows, chin, tummy. So we can stay in that low cobra. Or if we'd like a little bit of a modification, we can come up to a higher cobra. Really rooting through our pelvis. So we gotta connect our pelvis to the mat so we can support our backs. And then opening our heart. So then we can come back through table, or if you're more advanced in your practice, go straight to down dog. Just finding where you're at today. Walking those feet in. Coming to that flat back. Taking it down. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, hands, heart, center. Let's do one more sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Finding that plank or modified plank. As you come down, shift forward a little bit if you're in plank. And then we come down, elbows, chin, stomach. So we can do that low cobra, high cobra, or if you want one more modification, you can come to up dog. So up dog, it's where your hands are rooted in the top of your feet, and then you find some extension. And then we're gonna come to down dog. Couple breaths here. Walking it forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, folding. Rooting down through those feet, pulling in through the core. Inhale, rising up. Exhaling, hands, heart, center. Let's take a moment. We're just gonna kind of shake it out for a second. Just kind of let it go. And then we're gonna come to what's called Qigong washing machine. So you just kind of let your arms hang. You're gonna let them flop. Just flopping side to side. Just kind of letting it go. And we're gonna give ourselves a pat on the back. We're doing something great for ourselves today. We're being kind to us. Then we can be kind to others easier, right? Great work. And then we're just gonna kind of slow it back down. And then we're gonna find a few warrior poses. So we're gonna take our right foot forward on the mat, and our left foot is gonna come back, and it comes back at an angle. So you can have it close, you can have it far. So just kind of finding your middle once again. So we're gonna come to warrior one. So we're gonna have our hands on our hips, kind of square them. Still kind of pulling in, rising up, bringing those arms up. Warrior one. Then we're gonna bring those arms long, warrior two. Just kind of feeling this pose. And sometimes, we go out a little farther on warrior two, but just feel where you're at. Feel where you're at today. And sometimes in warrior two, our leg wants to go in, and you want to keep that knee in line with your ankle. So just kind of being mindful of that. And you never want your knee to go over your ankle, because we're trying to protect all those joints. So let's kind of flow through that with our breath. We're going to inhale warrior one, and exhale warrior two. Connecting that movement with breath. Hold this one. Then we're gonna straighten out that leg. We're gonna come into triangle pose. So maybe you have that block or, canned good. So what you're gonna do with that is you're gonna come forward, reach forward, and then find your way down. So, if you don't have this prop, you can totally have your legs support you, okay? And props go many directions. So you just find what direction works for you today. And then we're gonna slowly come up, one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna come to that long edge of the mat. So on that long edge of the mat, we're just gonna simply kind of guide ourselves side to side. Just kind of stretching through those legs. Then we're gonna hold it right. Holding it left. And we're gonna come into center. Same thing, maybe have that prop, maybe not, you could be in the air. So we're gonna have our right hand down, left hand up. And then switch, left hand down, right hand up. Bringing both those hands down, maybe rounding out. And then we're gonna slowly bring our body up one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna come towards the front edge of the mat. Shake it out, shake it out. Then we're gonna bring that left foot up and the right foot back, finding that warrior stance. Bringing those hips forward, bringing one arm or both arms up. Just breathing. Finding that warrior two. Lengthening. Let's flow through with our breath. Inhaling warrior one. Exhaling warrior two. Holding warrior two. Breathing it out. Feeling that posture in our body. Grabbing our prop, if we'd like our prop. Straightening out that front leg. Reaching forward. And then coming down into our triangle pose. Many ways we can be there and get there. Can also support by our leg or thigh. Coming back up, facing long edge of the mat again. So this time we're gonna come into sun and moon. So our legs are gonna come out more at an angle, so like a plie squat, and then we're gonna come down. So once again, being mindful of your knees. If your knees hurt you, don't go very far. Like listen to our body. What an amazing practice yoga is. It teaches us to listen to our body and to come back to that integrated body, mind, spirit. So as we hold sun, just breathe. Taking a moment to feel where you feel this posture in your body. And then let's move with it. Inhaling and exhaling. We always have the option to hold as well. So if, movement with breath is too much for us today, hold the posture. Simply hold it. You can always hold it and just move your arms too. Finding the option that's best for us. We're gonna hold it down for a moment and then we're gonna bring those arms out. So this is what makes it moon, just moving our arms. Then we're inhaling, reaching up, exhaling, sinking. holding it down. Pushing it back up, heel toeing it, coming back to that front edge of the mat. Let's do a little chest expansion here. We're gonna take our hands and we're just gonna simply place them to our back and just kind of open up. If you'd like one step deeper, you can take those hands and grab either elbows, or you can pull down and lift up. So just finding whatever way for our chest expansion works best for us. Great job. Let it go. Let's do a few breaths. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bringing it in. Inhale, up. Exhale, bring it in. This time we're just gonna kind of like spread our wings. So we're gonna inhale, reach up, and we're gonna just extend out, really extend. Great job. Bring that foot back in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, extend, other direction, and breathe. Inhale, facing back up. Exhale, bring it into heart center, and we're gonna find a balance pose called tree. So for tree, you could use the block to balance on, or you can simply just use the ground, right? And your body weight. So we're gonna find our roots, really dig into our foundation. And then we're gonna kind of gaze in front of us. Just a soft gaze. And we're gonna take our right foot, and we're gonna find kickstand first, okay? So we can stay here at kickstand, or we can explore and we can take our foot below our knee or above our knee, just never on that joint, protecting that joint. Bringing our hands to heart center, or maybe we have a chair and we have the balance of the chair or the wall, or whatever furniture is around you. Bringing our arms out and bringing them up. We can express our tree branches high. We can express them like this, just kind of finding our way. Bringing it out and bringing it in. Great job. Bring that leg up and down. Give your legs a shake. And we're gonna do the same process. So this time when we do tree, we're gonna do it on the opposite direction. So we're gonna root down through our right foot and kind of find that gaze out in front of us, 6 to 8 feet. And then we're gonna come to kickstand, kind of pull in, lengthen through our spines. Maybe we stay at kickstand, maybe we bring our leg up. So just finding where you're at today, right? It's okay. We're doing yoga, it's great. Anytime we're on our mat and we're breathing, we're doing yoga. So then we're gonna bring our hands into heart center. Bring them out and bring them up, expressing our tree in whatever way we'd like to. Bringing our arms back out and bringing them in. Bringing that leg up and shaking it out. So we're gonna find our way back down to the mat. So we're gonna inhale, reach up. Exhale, let it go through your mouth. And then we're gonna kind of come in a chair pose. So we're already bent here, and we're kind of sitting into our glutes, and we're just gonna rise up. So this is chair pose. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let everything out your mouth, let it go. Finding that chair pose. Last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, let it go. Finding that chair pose. Great work. Let's find our way down to the ground. So we're just gonna slowly come all the way down to our backs again. bringing those arms out and just windshield wipering those legs side to side. Great job. Let's bring our heels more towards our glutes. And we're gonna kind of root down through those feet and kind of rise up with our hips. So we're not putting a lot of pressure on our neck. So you kind of even maybe want to kind of get your shoulders under there. And it's okay for your hands to be to the side wherever they are. And then we're gonna slowly come back down with our hips. Let's find this 2 more times with our breath. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, sinking. It's called bridge pose. Inhale up. Exhale, sink. Great job. So we're gonna take that left leg long, right leg's gonna come up. So maybe this time you're still behind your thigh. Maybe you're at your calf. Maybe you have that strap and you're pulling those toes towards your head. And then we're gonna bring that knee into the chest and just guide it across again. Gazing to the other direction, supporting our leg. Feeling our breath through our side body. Slowly come back center. We're finding that figure 4 again. Maybe this time you stay in the figure 4, or you can bring those hands and you can interlace them underneath your thigh. And we're kind of bringing that leg closer, allowing those shoulders to rest down into the mat. Bringing those knees into the chest, just kind of rocking side to side. Maybe you kind of go long on your spine and come back up. And then we're gonna just drop that right leg down to the mat, extend that left leg. Just placing our hand or strap wherever we feel our stretch. Finding the middle. Bringing that knee towards our belly or chest, guiding it across our bodies, gazing other direction. Coming back to center, taking that leg in the figure 4, or guiding it up to that upside down pigeon. Bringing those knees under our chest, taking a big circle. Go in the other direction, maybe saying to ourselves, I am whole, I am enough, I am loved. And then we're gonna slowly bring our feet together in a butterfly stance. And maybe our hands are up, down, to the side, or above, just kind of surrendering, letting go of any of that last tension in our body before we find our final resting pose. So maybe just inhaling in through our nose, exhaling through our mouths, letting out the tension in our face, our jaws. Bringing those legs in, so we can come out to a traditional Shavasana or resting meditation pose is just having our legs a little bit wider than the mat and our arms out to the side. If we have any back issues, you can bring those feet to the mat, let those knees rest. You can take your pillow and you can place it underneath your knees for support, or even place your blanket under your back for a little support. You could be on your side, you could be seated. So just kind of finding your final resting pose. And once you get there, just find your roots again. Find your roots in your mat, on the ground, whatever's supporting you. And just kind of coming to your breath. So noticing where your inhales come in your body and your exhales go out. Just connecting with that breath and allowing your body to relax, to let go. And today, let's do a guided meditation. So we're just gonna find ourselves in a nature scene, someplace that you love, noticing trees, and maybe there's a river and a mountain. So we're gonna take a hike. We're gonna take a hike today. So just envision a beautiful place. You feel surrounded by nature. And just envision it in your mind's eye as you relax and release. And so while you're there, we're going to put on a backpack. And in this backpack, we're just going to kind of notice our habits, our patterns, our flaws, whatever you'd like to call them. And we're just gonna kind of place them in our backpack. Just kind of be aware of them. And then just see how that backpack feels on your body. What does the weight of that feel like? And we're gonna go on a journey. We're gonna go on a journey. We're gonna let some of that stuff go, and then we're gonna just be open to new possibilities. Lost dreams awaken and new possibilities arise. So as we go on this journey, just take a moment to notice before we go up this mountain, just where you're at, where your feet are on the ground, maybe the trees, the animals, the plants. And then just start traveling on your path. And as you're traveling, you come across a rock, and it looks like just a great rock to sit on. So take a moment to just kind of find yourself on this mindful walk, seated on the rock. While you're on the rock, gazing at the earth below, maybe you open that backpack and just let go. Surrender one of those things that you're carrying. And as you zip up that backpack, just notice how it feels now. And just begin again on that mindful journey, just taking in the scenery around you. And then we come to a river. And while you're gazing upon the river, just kind of sit down, watch the river, and let's let go of one more of those things, just surrendering it. And then slowly standing back up, zipping up our backpack, and just being aware of how that backpack feels now. Just walking up that mountain, taking in all that beauty. And the way that your body, mind, spirit feels in this journey. And then as you get to the very top of the mountain, you see this tree. And in this tree, you see this beautiful bird. And as you watch that bird, he takes off, he lifts and flies away. Maybe you make that decision to let go of that last thing in your backpack. And just becoming aware of what that backpack feels like now. Zipping it back up. And as you look to the sky, just take a moment to, be there, be aware, and maybe be open for a gift to receive. Maybe it is something that, you're working on, something that you're aspiring to. Maybe it's that lost dream. Just taking a moment to see what your spirit is speaking to you in this moment. Kind of fill up that backpack with that. And we're going to travel back down that road, back down that mountain. We're going to stop again at that river. Just taking a moment to pause, to reflect, and to be open to receive. And then slowly getting up and traveling back down that hill, back to where we started. Finding that rock that we sat on at the very beginning. And just stopping to breathe, to be open, to connect. And then just allow your body to soak in this experience, and your mind and your spirit, and just kind of feel supported by your mat. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Extending those inhales and exhales. Maybe bringing some movement back. Maybe you wiggle your fingers or your toes. And we're going to find ourselves in the yoga position of rebirth. So it's simply just kind of rolling to your side, and your knees are in, they're together. And our arm kind of supports our head. So it just signifies we do this one day at a time. Each minute is a new beginning. One day at a time. And then slowly transitioning back to that first seated position. Rooting down, rising up, and then just taking a moment to kind of close your eyes and see what your yoga practice did for your body, your energy, your mind, and your spirit. And just taking a moment to connect with some gratitude. Thank you so much for sharing your yoga practice with me today. The divine light within me recognizes and honors the divine light within you. Namaste.